Good morning, citizens of the world. The sun is rising. It's a new episode of PumpCraft. We are going to do some life improvements today. I'm going to tell you about that while we go do a little bit of maintenance over at the Bee Island. So I've been coming over here periodically, chopping down any tree that does not have a bee nest on it and then replanting, trying to get more bee nests. I have made a few mistakes. I angered the bees on this island one time, which created a slight loss of bees, I'm afraid. Um, Also, they do sometimes drown. It's it's a little disappointing, but it happens. So I think what I'm going to do eventually, and maybe not before too long, is I'm going to make these islands, I think, into one island, and I'm going to put some kind of a dome over the whole thing, get rid of any water in here so they can't drown themselves, and put some kind of a dome over the whole thing. I think that would be super cool. Um, I do sometimes collect the honey as well. Um, and I think I'm just going to have a look around, collect some honey. I think this island is pretty well off with bees. I don't actually know how to count them. I think there's a way of looking at the hive to see how many bees there are. But as I say, the other island is in. It's got a low population, so I do need to do some breeding. But I'm gonna wait as long as I have some bees left, and I think there's every indication that I'm not gonna lose all of them. Um, I'm gonna wait and yeah, and I'm gonna um, build that dome before I start worrying about getting the bee population just so, and make this a little bit of a kind of a little oasis of some sort. Like have some nice trees in there. These trees are just temporary. They're just really for the purpose of getting the bee nests. That's all. Anyway, what we're going to do today, as I say, we're going to do some life improvements. You may have noticed in the upper right-hand corner, there's this little mini map. I'm going to try that mod out. Some people suggested that I try it. I'm going to try it out. I don't know how I feel about it, but I guess it's worth a try, and we'll see. I don't know if it's going to feel like cheating or if I'm going to actually find it useful or not. I do have some other mods that I use that I think are fine to use. I have one that lets me control click on a stack of something and it transfers all items of that type like into my inventory or out of my inventory depending. And that's useful. It just saves me a lot of shift clicking. And I've got this thing, you can probably see it in the upper left, that puts a few bits of information that you can already get in the F3 screen. Just makes them a little more convenient to find, like what kind of biome you're in and your coordinates, that sort of thing. So I don't know how I feel about this other map mod, but I'm gonna try it out, and we'll make up our minds by the end of this episode whether I'm gonna keep it or not. But in-game life improvements, we're gonna make some of them. We need to start improving our ability to do redstone because yeah, I would like to start doing some nice redstone projects, but right now I've got plenty of redstone dust, at least for the time being, but I do not have nether quartz, and I do not have very much string at all. And I need string. Why? I need string to make bows. Why? I need bows to make dispensers. Dispensers are indispensable when it comes to redstone contraptions and such. So definitely going to need um, some bows, and lots of them actually. I like to use dispensers. So we're going to make a makeshift mob farm, a kind of starter mob farm. It's not going to have any redstone in it. I'll show you how to make it. It's pretty easy. It's not the most efficient mod farm in the world. In fact, it's not even close to the most efficient mob farm in the world, but it does get the job done, and we should be able to get some decent amount of string from it. And once we do that, we can make some dispensers and make a better mob farm, one that's like automatic flushing, all that kind of Great stuff. So that is the action plan. The other thing we're going to do today is we're going to get started on moving villagers into the village that we're building. We're going to get some librarians. We're going to start getting some good trades from the librarians. Mending is top priority. Efficiency would be nice. Yeah, and we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. We also are going to need to get some farmers moved over pretty soon so that we have a way of getting emeralds. And of course, that's going to require farming some of the stuff that the farmers will trade for the emeralds. We're not going to get all that done in this episode, but we will start getting the villagers moved over. So those are the three tasks: get to the Nether, get some Nether quartz, move some villagers, and build a starter mob farm. All right, so we've got our task, our work cut out for us. Let's get cracking. I'm over here at the Savannah Outpost, and I didn't get to sleep soon enough, and now you can see the result of that. Got some guys to deal with out here. A zombie with some armor on, a creeper I saw. And I have a bow. It's not very good. Might try to use it. A spider, who's not a problem at the moment. Wonder if I can hit the zombie. Oh, he sees me. I think, as you saw, that was the first time I actually used the bow. Okay. Let's see if we can get the creeper now. Okay, that's good. All right. I need to get some enchantments on that bow, of course. Been out here just doing some maintenance. Where's that spider? Oh, get off my house! Off! I've been doing some maintenance. I don't know whether I showed you this or not, but I moved all the animals down here. Created a little bit more convenient paddocks for them. I've been shearing the sheep. I did a recent harvest of the cows, so there's not very many of them. I haven't been breeding chickens because I don't really need more chickens or want more chickens. In fact, I don't even know what to do with all the eggs. I am going to bring pigs over. There are pigs in the area, and that's what this paddock is for. Anyway, that's not why I'm here right now. And I am also going to move this wheat farm somewhere. I'm not sure. I made this little fire pit just for fun. Little fire pit. Yeah, but I'm gonna show you how this mob farm is gonna work, actually. All right, I went off camera for just a minute just to set things up. I want to show you how this mob farm is gonna work. We're just gonna build a little bit of it. There's gonna be in the middle a 5x5 hole that the mobs are gonna fall through. So this this layer right here is the floor of the farm, if you like. This layer right here is where the mobs are going to be able to spawn. And so what you want to do is your 5x5 hole is going to be right here. Yep, right there. Okay, etc. And from each edge of the 5x5 hole, you want to go 4 blocks over, and then this is your first bit of spawnable platform, if you like. Okay, and you do that in all 4 directions. Now you don't actually want the hole to be there because of the way the water will flow if it is. I mean, eventually it's going to be there, but you don't want to start with it there. We're going to take advantage of some water mechanics here. In particular, if I put a bucket of water on this block right here, now you might think it would flow in all directions, but in fact it wants to go down if it can. And what it does is it sees that if it goes this way, it can go down. sooner than if it goes this way. And so these blocks right here, these dirt blocks, some of them have turned to grass, but these dirt blocks right here, they're essentially fooling the water into thinking that it can only go this way because it wants to go down. Do I have a bed? All right, I'm going to have to sleep here in just a second because this area is definitely not safe. And so I'll show you that real quick. All right, so there you see the water's flowing just the way we want it to flow. And once you do that, you can take out these temporary blocks. Now this thing's going to be 30 or so blocks in the air. And so you're not going to be able to stand here because this is going to be empty space. You'll have to stand up here to take out those blocks. All right, let's sleep real quick. All right. So you'll be up in the air, 30 blocks or so up in the air, because the mobs are going to fall through that 5x5 hole onto a killing platform. Probably with hoppers, but that's up to you. So you take away those blocks. Now, after you do that, you got to be really careful and not update the air blocks above this spawning platform, these birch planks here, because if you do, the water will suddenly realize that, oh, it can also go down if I go this way, and it will do that. I'll show you that real quick. All right, if we were to update that block, all of a sudden the water starts flowing, you see? And the only way to fix it at that point is to kill the water source and do it again. So that's a mistake you don't want to make. Oops. All right, so let me put these back. Oops. I'm having trouble here. I'm a little out of control. And we'll put that there. Okay. So we put the water source there, and then we can go ahead and get rid of those temporary blocks. And I should have picked up that water source with my bucket. So we need more water. And so what we're going to do is after we get the water in place, then we're going to make the hole. Because if you make the hole first, the water doesn't flow properly, and it's a big pain. Right. Okay. So then we can take away these temporary blocks. I mean, I don't have to really right now. In the game, if you're making this farm, you definitely want to take them away. But I guess it's not really necessary right now. Okay. Now, like I said, your 5x5 hole is going to start 4 blocks away from this spawning area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one, the 5th hole, is the beginning of the platform. And I know this looks problematic because the water's flowing into the hole, but we're going to fix that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe? 2, 3. Yep. Okay. All right. So we don't really need to fix the whole thing, but all right. So now you got water flowing everywhere. We're gonna stop the water flowing by putting signs on the sides of these blocks. Okay. That should do it. Right. So now you've got your hole, and you know you're going to dig it down from here. Well, this is a platform. This level right here is a platform, and so you don't have to dig it down anymore unless you're building this not in the sky. You've put your hole in the platform, and then this goes down to the killing platform below. Okay, so that's that. You do the same thing on the other 2 corners, and the reason for this is you see that the water is flowing over this part of the hole, and what that will do is push spiders into the middle here, away from these edges, so they can't cling to these edges. And so that's really the purpose of that. Now you might say, oh, but there's this gap right here. Yeah, there is, but spiders are wider than 1 by 1. So even if, you know, part of the spider is in this gap right here, so not getting pushed by water, some part of it's going to be either in this bit of water or in this bit of water, and it's still going to get pushed. I watched this in a creative world to see, and they get pushed into the middle, just fine. So that's that. Now we're going to add some more spawning platforms. So you see there's this central channel right here. And we want to add some spaces where spiders can spawn, because part of the point of this farm is to get spiders. So we start in where that central channel is and go over one in the central channel and 1, 2, 3 more, just to the point where this water is above the level of the birch planks here, and then same over here, 3, and then we can do another 1, 2, 3 here. All right, so all of this is spawnable space, and then we're going to do the same thing on all 4 sides and in all 4 corners, and what you'll get is a decent mob farm. It's passive. You have to wait. You have to wait for them to step into the water. Skeletons and all the 1x1 mobs can spawn in all of these spots, and as soon as they take a step like so, they're in. Or of course, if they step off the side like so, they're in. And then the spiders can spawn. Spiders and of course all the 1x1 mobs as well can spawn on all of these spaces. There's a decent number of spawning spots, and yeah, that's it. The only other thing to say is that you want to, when you need to stand at a spot that's around 28 blocks above where the farm is. So this farm would be about 30 or so blocks in the sky, 30, 32 blocks in the sky. And then you want to go up another 28 or so from there. You can get away with making 2 or 3 levels and kind of splitting the difference. But at some point you're going to be too far away, and the mobs will they'll spawn, but they won't move. So I think 2 levels is probably good. This is remember, this is a temporary farm. It's a first farm, if you like, to get just a decent amount of, especially string and maybe gunpowder if that's a thing you need, and then you're going to use that to build a better farm. So I'm gonna clean this mess up and go back home and build this farm for real. All right, I've done some AFKing at the farm, 2 lengthy sessions, and I've got, what, about 21 and a half stacks of string. That's good. A bunch of bone meal made from bones, and a bunch more bones that I haven't turned into bone meal. Now, a lot of this bone meal I had already, but I'd say about 9 or 10 stacks of it came from turning bones into bone meal. And I don't know what good these are. I mean, I'm using them, but I'm not going to use that many of them. But a bunch of arrows. Of course, loads and loads of rotten flesh, which is useless. In fact, I've been throwing it away. And what else? A few bottles from witches, a little bit of glowstone dust, some redstone dust. But basically, I mean, the 2 main things. Oh, wait. No, another thing. And almost a double chest of gunpowder. So lots of gunpowder. Anyway, that's yeah, that's what I've been getting. It's definitely done the job. In fact, it's done the job a little bit better than expected. I'm not sure I'm going to be feeling too much pressure to build a new one. Eventually, I will build a better one. But for now, I've got what I need. All right, citizens, I am ready to start moving some villagers over here. I have temporarily kind of sectioned off just one area of the village, broken this fence. We're going to bring them in the boat into this area right here, and then we'll let them free. And at the moment, right, I've got all this dirt stuff just to wall this stuff off. We're just gonna bring in villagers to live in these houses here. So this house has it's going to be all librarians right at the beginning. So we've got 2 workstations here, 2 beds. So little librarian family there, and then here we've got 1 bed, 1 workstation. So that's the plan. We're gonna let them in here. They can't wander too far at first. I want to make sure they establish these places as their homes. And yeah, so we're gonna head on over to the island. Maybe we're gonna head on over to the island and try to get a villager into this boat. All right, here we go. All right, we are approaching the island, and I've got to figure out how to get a villager into this boat. Right, we're going to need the boat, of course. And where are the villagers? I know there's 3 up in that meeting area place. I don't necessarily want to deal with them at first because I have to separate them, and that'll require a bit of work. But let's see, we've got a couple of them just buried in. Okay, here's one right here. And we are into the ocean. Now, I'm a little turned around. I think I'm going the right way. Oh, definitely going the right way. There's the greenhouse. Sweet. All right, so we just got to go around the island to where the little dock area is that I made. All right, right around this corner is your new home. There. That's starting to look kind of nice. I mean, it'll be great when all the houses are built. Oh my goodness, I'm still looking forward to that. But that's going to be a while. Anyway, oh, there we are. This is our spot. Okay. So, just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and block that off. Yeah. Okay. And then, why can't I get the boat? Oh, man, I don't want to hit the villager. Wait, I can turn on hitboxes here so I can see what's going on. Is that right? How do I do it? I don't remember now. Is it F3? There we go. Okay, so I think that should be the boat. Yeah. Okay. Turn that back off. All right. Yeah, you're going the wrong way there, mister. You need to come this way. You've got a bed right over here. Right over here. Yeah. Go to your bed. Let's see. Let's block that off so he doesn't try to go back. You're going to go to your bed? Oh, he's already a librarian. And he's in... Ah, sweet. Nighty-night. All right. One down. All right, citizens. Well, somewhat like a nitwit myself, in the process of transferring these villagers, which I've been showing you, I managed to transfer a nitwit. So I've got him isolated, and we're going to take him on a little journey. I might save him actually. My first thought was to dispose of him. Sorry. But I might save him because... Oh, man. Because villagers can be useful as like lures for mobs and things in certain circumstances. So, or he could be useful maybe in an iron farm or something. So I'm not going to dispose of him. Besides, that would be kind of mean, wouldn't it? I guess put him in the greenhouse? Go in. Go in, go in, go in, go in, go in. There. Sorry, but that's the only way I could do it. Was by hitting you with dirt. Alright, so he's inside. We'll figure something else out later. Well, citizens, I have been breaking these workstations and putting them back for a while now, trying to get mending. I had some paper on me, traded with them to lock in the trade. So in case you don't know, the way this works is until you trade with a villager, they're not locked into their profession and they're not locked into their trades. So I'll show you over here. I've got 2 more librarians over here. One of them is locked in. Not him. This guy's locked in. You see, I've traded with him. And that's because I decided efficiency 4 was worth it. So I went ahead and locked him in. This guy is offering channeling, which, you know, whatever. I mean, I live near the ocean, but it's not a priority. So I believe that this is his workstation right here. So if I can do this without hitting a villager, get off there. That should make him lose his profession. You see? Now, this is only because it's during work hours. They don't do this when it's not work hours. Why are you standing on the table? And then if I put it back, he will, he'll regain the profession, but he should have different trades. Although sometimes it doesn't work and they have the same trades. But let's see. Yep, different trade. Now he has Frostwalker, which I also don't care about. So we will be getting rid of it again. You see, now he's lost his trades. Now, I don't know how many times you can do this in one day, but I did it several the other day. I mean, one Minecraft day. Okay, what do you have now, buddy? Oh, even worse. No books at all. Okay, I need you to move. Yeah, you. Off. Okay. And... Alright, I think work hours are over, and he's not going to change his profession even though I've taken away his workstation. So we'll have to wait and try again tomorrow. Anyway, that's how it works. It's pretty simple. You just keep taking away their workstation, putting it back until that first level of trades that they have is good. This is not good. I don't want cursive binding and a bookshelf. I want something better. Okay? Okay. Yes, he's nodding yes. All right. So we'll let him do his little villager thing for the rest of the day. And I have to stop for now. I'm gonna go AFK over at the ugly mob farm. And yeah, this episode's gonna just about be done. Alright, citizens, we got everybody has gone night-night. And I think that's going to do it for this episode. I've cleaned up the dirt for the most part. I don't think this is a permanent situation here, but for now, I can open this fence gate, but the villagers can't. So they're going to be stuck in this small area. I've still kind of left this area set up for bringing more villagers in, which I intend to do. But I think for now, we're going to just leave things like this. We need to work on getting some farmers in here so we can get some good trades, and we need to work on creating the farms so we can trade with the farmers to get the emeralds, to get the books, to get the mending. So that is on our agenda, but I think that's going to do it for today, for this episode. Thanks again so much for watching. I so appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video.